I am here. Why did he say that? Why is he being mean? Very well. I wish for Sems to also be here before I talk about the things I've been thinking about between streams. For now, let's just... Oh, Sems is here. Okay. So, you got your pen and paper ready to write this down? And or laugh at me at the Umifullers chat. I am very confident in this, and that's the worst part, right? The worst part is feeling confident in what you think. Because then, when the game says, well, all your theories are wrong, you fall very hard. And yet I will keep falling for it. Every time. Okay. So, this game, its biggest strength is that it purposefully tries to trap you in a small square, in a small circle, in a small box, so that you are confused and you don't think about anything else. But what you gotta do is think outside the box. You're not really even outside the box. It's just you need to remember everything that the game has told you. And it's not even hidden things. It's not even obscure things that they said once. No, it's things that they keep repeating. You just... Because they keep repeating it, it kind of feels normal to you, and you just... Okay, it's just part of the world building, and you just let it go. You move on. You don't stay to ponder upon it. But that's what you gotta do. You gotta ponder upon everything, even the things that seem normal or just like random world building tidbits. I'm just making excuses because I feel stupid for not thinking about it earlier. So now I'm just like, oh, I would have missed it. No, never mind. Just forget everything I said. Those were all just excuses. As to save face for being a fool. But I'm no longer a fool. Unless I am a fool. And this is all false. Anyways, all this big build up to say. So, obviously I did notice that the seven princes of hell are supposed to be servants of Beatrice. It's a nice little mirror. Kinso has his servants, like Hanon and Shannon, and Beatrice has her servants, like the two princes we've met. So that's all they're supposed to be. It brings to mind that one image from Danganronpa 1 of Celeste recounting her perfect future, and it's just a photo of her in a throne surrounded by a bunch of butlers. That's what comes to mind here. Just Beatrice in a throne surrounded by all the seven princes of hell as her personal butlers. So that's what I feel these characters are, the seven princes. And it just makes a lot of sense, like I was saying earlier in the channel. The whole... It makes sense, because now it explains where the whole furniture thing came from. Kinso took that from Beatrice, basically. So, you know, he when he hires servants, he calls them furniture. Or whatever, really. We don't really know the origin. Like, do they start calling themselves that? Is that what they're taught in the orphanage? Did Kinso tell them to call them furniture? Doesn't matter. For now, it's just that they are called furniture, but they are people. They are humans, as far as we know. But it came from because with Beatrice, they literally are furniture. And it's not like... It's still a weird term because they aren't furniture, they're objects. And that's what I see the term as. It's not literal furniture, it's just a way to say that they're inanimate objects. But with Beatrice, they literally are inanimate objects. The seven princes, her seven butlers, are literal stakes. They're objects. They are to be used, they are to be discarded, they aren't supposed to be anything else except follow her orders. That's why they turn into stakes that fly around and stab people. I'm not sure how much this has to do with anything, because it kind of contradicts what I'm about to say next. The next thing that the major thing... Okay, I think I was saying that because I was just trying to connect both servants here, the Ushiramiya servants and the Beatrice servants. I was just trying to say that they are both servants. They are one and the same. They are the same thing. They are the same idea. And we must continue with that line of thinking. They are the same. They are from the same place. I am assuming that the 7 princes of hell are other servants that the Ushiramiya manor employed, because they keep saying how there's more than just Shannon and Kanon. They have many other kids with the same Un name that they have employed, and a lot of them, oh my gosh, right. Didn't they mention that they like graduate? Not graduate, but like eventually a time comes where they stop working here and go make their own lives. What if that was just Beatrice taking them to be her servants as the 7 princes? And that's why they look like humans and they are normal, ordinary people. Because they are just other kids from the orphanage that Beatrice took. All this to say, because I am going to continue with the battler thinking here that magic doesn't exist. I've said before that I believe magic does exist. It's just that the thing I'm fighting against is that Beatrice was involved in the murders. But no, now I'm going to go full on magic doesn't exist. So how can we explain what happened? We can explain it by saying that they really are humans. They are other servants. They've just been somehow hidden around the manor. It's a manor, right? These type of manors always have secret rooms and whatnot. Maybe they have like a servant's quarter that is hidden from everyone, and that's where all the previous servants that have gone missing go. Like, you know how they keep talking about that one servant who angered Beatrice and got taken away by the butterflies? Maybe that's one of the 7 princes before she became a 7 prince. One of the 7 princes. So yes, that is my line of thinking now. Absolutely, magic does not exist, and what we saw is just Beatrice exaggerating. What's the word? Embezzling. Did someone else say that? No, I was thinking of another show. Embezzling? No, embellishing. One of those words. Embellishing. When you exaggerate a story, I think it's embellishing. Embezzling is when you take money. It's Beatrice embezzling, whatever, exaggerating the story to Butler in the tea party to make it seem fantastical and with magic and halo swords and Baphomet and whatnot, when in reality it's just this 19th person Beatrice calling over one of the secret servants from wherever in the house they are to come in and kill Kanon and Shannon. Well, two servants to kill Shannon. To kill Kanon and Jessica. And again, I'm still not fully in the train that Beatrice is responsible for this. I am still going to assume that it's Kinso doing this. But either way, Kinso or Beatrice, the head of the house, ordered 2 of the secret servants from the orphanage to come in, kill Jessica and Kanon, and get out back to hiding with no magic involved, no halo swords, no nothing, no turning into stakes. That is just a metaphor. That is a metaphor. Them turning into stakes is a metaphor because all the servants are furniture, but these 7 princes are so super duper indoctrinated that they literally turn into objects because of how much they have been indoctrinated into believing that they are nothing more than objects. So that's why we see them turn into objects. So that's just a metaphor about how brainwashed they have been. Especially since, like, if I'm right about this secret chamber or whatnot, they probably don't even see the outside much or experience human needs. They're just waiting in a dark room until they're called, right? So, yeah, that's what I've been thinking this whole time. Not the whole time. I've been eating. I've been watching stuff. But just a little bit thinking, like, trying to make an answer. And that is my answer for now. I know it's a stretch. Like, oh, we have secret rooms filled with slaves now? Okay, buddy, like, but it makes sense to me because of how much they mentioned them having other servants that don't always work here, and them mentioning that they all come from the orphanage, right? It just makes sense that there could be more here that are hidden, and that have been indoctrinated, and then they talk about that one servant that went missing and all that. It's just, it clicks in my mind. So that's what I was talking about earlier when I started the stream, about how you gotta think about everything, about the whole story. I had to remember the orphanage. I had to remember that one missing servant. I had to remember how servants quote unquote graduate and go live another life eventually. Like, boom, beam, bam, 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 pow. That's what I've done. So there you go. I think I'm done now, and I'm very happy with it. And now, I am. I'm very happy. I'm content. It makes sense. Magic doesn't exist. Like, to me, the story so far, before that part, was who committed the murders. Not really how. It's just who committed the murders. And I don't think it was Beatrice. I think it was Kinso, without magic. But I wasn't denying magic. Like, Beatrice, to me, I still find it hard to deny Beatrice being a witch. Like, to me, Beatrice is still a witch. And she has magic powers. But now, because of what Ruby said about Team Magic and Team Human, I am starting to believe that this is deeper than that. It's not just if Beatrice committed the murders or not. It's about, is magic real at all or not? So if I had to pick a side, I'm going to say magic isn't real. I'm going all in. I'm all in. Stock super high with Butler. I'm all in with Butler. I'm on his side. Magic is not real, and any magic that appears in this game, I am not just going to deny. I'm going to find a way to deny it. I'm going to find a way to deny it. And that's it. That's what I wanted to say. I'm gonna check a DM that I got, and then we'll continue reading, and I'll read chat. Coming back. Alright, so I hope you all wrote that down. Kanon would play Halo though. Yeah, he would. Now imagine saying all this and in 2 text box Kinso goes, actually I did nothing, and that's how my entire playthrough went. Okay, 2 things. That's very funny. Gosh, I can't wait to see your channel when I'm done playing. And second, they wouldn't bother me at all. If Kinso said that right now, it would not faze me. Because A, if he truly didn't kill everyone, if it was Beatrice, fine, I can accept it. It's just now my point is that magic doesn't exist. So, sure, Beatrice killed everyone, but she didn't use magic to kill everyone. That would be disappointing to me, because I really want Kinso to play a bigger part. I want him to be the culprit. But, you know, fine if he didn't kill anyone. What matters to me now is that no magic was involved. My second thing is, if he said that, I wouldn't believe him. If he said that right now, I would not believe him. I would not believe him. Absolutely not. I would say it was the wind in his mouth. It just makes sense that he would lie, even if to himself. Because he's delusional. He wants magic to exist. He wants Beatrice to be the one that kills everyone. So of course he would be lying even to himself. Ah, Beatrice, you have chosen Jessica and Kanon. What a shame. Like, he's delusional. That's what he wants. He wants to believe that Beatrice did these things when he did them. So yeah, I wouldn't even believe him. Anyways. Not that will actually happen. I can't. Like, just 2 clicks away from all your theories are wrong. Goodbye for my entire playthrough. I'm sorry that this is the yapping stream. We're gonna play 10 minutes of the game, and the rest is gonna be yapping. But I was actually thinking of another humorous thought process. Nothing to do with the actual story. It was just that I was thinking that if I had to choose a stake for each of us, obviously stake of wrath for Sems. Like, come on now. This guy has done nothing but rage at the game. Stake of pride for me, because my pride and ego are the only reasons I am playing so hard this game and trying so hard, because my pride is on the line. If I'm wrong, I gotta do unspeakable things to myself. This is my pride and my ego, like Finger said in Breaking Bad. So I'm pride. Jules is lust, but in the kind way, because she experienced the game with whimsy and joy, unlike Sems and I, who have done nothing but stake our pride or our rage on it. So, Jules is lost because she enjoyed the game like a normal person. And then the last one, Tomate, is gluttony because of how much he just indulges in watching all of us suffer and read his stupid little game. So Tomato is gluttony because he's just nom, more playthroughs. So there you go. There's your kin assignments for the stakes. Masterful move, Red Witch. I only stream episodes 6 to 8, but I still haven't way too much. Hilarious. Only Kinsel Glazer 2 ever exists. Like, really? That's like another thing I wanted to ask you to myself. I don't know if you want to answer now in chat or if you want to like type it out in channel or not answer at all if you consider it a spoiler. But I was really curious about your ranking about character popularity, about the characters I met throughout the community, throughout the fandom. Because I'm just curious, because mostly I was curious about it, how many people like or hate Rosa. That was like the main initiator from my question there. But now you're saying Kinsa is like, really? I mean, I get it, you know, he's like an old man and he's stinky and evil, but he's like the guy, he's the mastermind. I would expect him to be like a little bit more popular. Like maybe not likable, but people find him cool because he's the one that started everything. But that's how I see him. I think he's he's the king. He's the king in the chessboard. I hope he does cool things. I hope he goes haha muahaha I got you all fools or something like that. You know, I have high hopes for him. I have high hopes for him. I don't necessarily like him, but his dialogue is very fun to read, so maybe that's why I like him a lot. Spoilers! Don't say anything. My hands are up. I understand. I didn't ask the question because I had the question back when episode 2 started and we talked about Rosa. That's when I had the question, but I just like he probably won't answer, so let's not ask. Lambda Delta's top 5. You will see. We'll see. Is that your personal ranking or is that the community popularity ranking? Your assignment, your assessment of it. Okay, that's high praise then. It's very interesting. Like, if you say she's your top 5, then I'm very excited to meet her because, you know, I trust you and you're goated. So like, okay, very good. But if you say that is community ranking, it's a different type of intrigue. Like, why does everyone like her? Let's find out. So, Beatrice just kind of sweeps everything, obviously. I assume so. Like, top 2 gotta be Bachelor and Beatrice. She's Mrs. Umineko. Yeah. It makes sense. Okay, one more water, drink, and then we finally play the game after 20 minutes. Really? Interesting. Okay. I think that makes sense. Kairi is nothing burger. Rosa is mean. Eva, like, she's really good. Eva and Natsuki should be pretty high. So thank you. I have a very big thing about characters that just want to be seen, just to be something, or characters that had their dreams crushed. Anyways, that is all. Very excited. Very excited for everything. I so far, like, episode 2 has been a joy, but it seems so far that episode 2 is like a lot of setting up. So I'm very excited for the other episodes. Anyways.
I see. So it has begun.
Yes. Even though Kinso had received news of 6 deaths, his emotions did not waver. The expression on his face as he gazed out the window was a smile, as though his opponent in a chess game had just made a spectacular move. It was hard to imagine that such an expression could ever appear on a father who had lost so many children at once.
Goda and Kanan followed Shirota-sama's orders and went to call the police. After that, she ordered us to follow your orders, Master. What shall we do?
This island has already been cut off from the real world. Mere phones will serve no purpose.
Should I have them stop?
Until the roulette is finished. What they do to pass the time is up to them. Let them do as they please.
Yes, sir.
What should we tell Rosa-sama?
Didn't I say they should pass the time as they please? They can sing if they want, dance if they want. They're even free to hang themselves by the neck or jump into a boiling kettle. Until 13 people die, they can spend their time as they like. If that's too boring, then they can wonder about whether 6 times 9 is 42 or something. That's the answer to the mystery of humanity in the universe.
Yes. My apologies. Shannon cowered in fright at his sudden rage. Genji made a gesture as though telling her not to speak out of turn. Shannon couldn't help but regret saying too much.
However, you two are also free to do as you wish. Genji and Shannon too.
Yep. My cat did that.
You have done well serving me until today.
Your words are too good for me. But,
We are furniture who have sworn to serve the Master. We stand ready to serve you no matter the time, until the very end.
I want to tell the two of you about everything, Shannon. I shall be writing a will. Please copy what I say. Genji, please, my usual drink.
Huh? Yes, sir. It is very interesting, what's happening right now. Natsuhi being dead removes the whole thing about her seeing her and the receipt and seeing her, seeing him in the receipt and Kinso going missing. I wonder how this will go. That's another thing that it just... It's less like we need to solve the mystery of the murders and more so just disprove magic. Because it's not like, okay, how did someone kill Kanon in episode 1? Because it doesn't matter, he's alive now. No, I mean, he died, I forgot. It's like, it doesn't matter because now we saw him... Okay, that was a very bad example because it was dead. Who's alive right now that died last time? Oh yeah, like, who killed Goda in episode 1? It don't matter, he's alive now. Whoever killed him in episode 1 is just... I don't see how it matters anymore. So it's less so about solving each murder. And it's just about showing that magic doesn't exist. I'm not sure how to word this. It's just, it makes sense to me. I'm just saying that if each loop is going to be different with different kills each time, then it stops really being a murder mystery about who killed who. It's more so just how did they die without magic involved each time. Anyways, Nanjo often recommended that Kinso write a will because of his health, but each time he had, Kinso had gone mad with rage. Ever since then, you'd think will would have been the word Kinso hated most. After hearing such a word come from his lips, Shannon couldn't help doubting her ears for an instant. Shannon hurriedly prepared the side table and some writing paper. Genji followed his orders and began preparing the usual green evil drink. I'm ready.
Where should I begin? Shall I also speak of my life? It would be fun to leave behind a record of my most memorable games. It can be truly amusing to read the records of old games from centuries past, to journey in search of those players' thoughts. So, Should the game record of my life lead those in the future to go on a journey and search for my thoughts?
For a while, Kinso pondered over where he should begin, strutting all over the room with his hands behind his back.
Master. Here.
Yes. Thank you, my friend. Well then, if I am to speak of my life, I must begin by writing of my meeting with that witch. Shannon, begin writing. My first meeting with Beatrice took place a long way back. What year of the Showa era was it? It must have been at the end of the war, so...
No, don't skip! Don't skip! Oh my gosh. We took enough time to regain our calm, and we each swore to our parents that we'd catch the culprit. It would be a lie to say we weren't still turned up. Even now, if we let our guards down just a little, we'd probably start going on a rampage just like Jessica, letting our emotions show. I didn't even get time to grieve Jessica because of everything going on last time. Oh, this episode is gonna suck so bad. Some kind of violence. According to what Goda said after he got back right now, Kanon-kun was looking after Jessica. Apparently she was still very emotionally high-strung. I see. Thank you. Maybe a young kid would be better at understanding a young kid's feelings. It would probably be better if we left them alone for now.
Rosa-san, there is nothing more to be gained by remaining here. The phones may not be working, but tomorrow the boat will come, and we should be able to reach the police. We should leave this place as it is for the police investigation. I agree with Dr. Nanjo. Staying in a place like this for too long will be bad for your health. Let us return and make some black tea.
Yeah, I agree with that. Butler-kun, George-kun, are you ready? Let's lock up here. We ought to leave this place as it is anyway, for when the police come. You're right, Butler-kun. Are you okay? Yeah. I've cried all I can. I'm fine now. The police would surely find some evidence during their thorough investigation, but we weren't adult enough to wait for that. I had investigated the chapel in my own way, trying to grab the culprit before the police arrive, and what I figured out was absolutely nothing, frustratingly. I wasn't able to find a single hint. Come on, let's go out. Maria, we're going. Don't keep staring at it. Huh?
Come, Maria-sama. Let us return. It's cold here.
Father, Mother, thank you for everything. I will definitely become a man who doesn't betray your expectations. George spoke his last words of farewell to his parents. After seeing that, Butler followed suit. Dad, Kairi-san. Just looking at their faces, it looked like they were sleeping, but that just made it even more painful. Forgive me for leaving you in a cold place like this. I'll definitely get whoever did this, no matter what. What is this? What a repulsive scribble. The culprit would draw it.
This is worse than vulgar. How horrible.
When the door to the chapel was closed, we learned about the creepy scribble for the first time.
When we first found this, it was already drawn here. It must have been made by the culprit.
So supposedly the culprit was a witch. This is a magic circle to summon a demon or something?
This is the 7th magic circle of the sun. Don't you even know that? Ow!
Hey! Don't I always tell you not to make that creepy laugh? Maria, go on. What does it mean?
is a magic circle to escape from physical or mental bonds. And the part written around the circumference says, "The Lord has freed me from my chains. I will offer to you the sacrifice of thanksgiving. They will call on the name of the Lord," in Hebrew.
Sacrifices Thanksgiving. So they killed Father and the rest of them to use them as human sacrifices for this magic circle? Calm down, George-kun. This is the culprit trying to provoke us. I'm sure it doesn't mean anything. Thinking about it will only poison the heart. It looks like there's some English written here. Happy Halloween. For Maria. I get it. And the key to open this door was handed over to Maria. Is that what's going on? Well, it's the chapel after all. Maybe Maria doesn't mean Maria Chan, but the Virgin Mary. In that case, you could read this as a blasphemy against God in the name of Halloween. They say witches who make contracts with demons swear to defile God's name at all time. In that sense, this really is a witch-like crime.
Sounds like you know a lot about it. Did you get that from Maria?
Yeah, something like that. The chapel, huh? They went to all the trouble of calling them out here and killing them. Aunt Rosa, does this chapel have some special meaning?
What do you mean, a special meaning?
Well, someone carried 6 human corpses all the way over here and set up these elaborate decorations. We can't tell if she called the 6 of them over here before killing them or if she killed them before carrying them over here. But either way, it'll take a lot of effort. Why did the culprit want 6 people to die here?
True. By doing something that elaborate, there would be an extremely high chance of some disadventurous evidence being found when the police arrive. It is inconceivable that the culprit would fail to realize this. The issue now is why the culprit went to all the effort.
I'm trying to think of something, but I'm not gonna give it too much thought into this. I'll just let it go, but it was just... They bring up a good point. Why the shed first, and then now the chapel? Tools are kept in sheds. And a lot of servants died in the first episode. In the 6 sacrifices. But they were also a lot of adults. And now Chapel is where I'm not getting no thoughts. It's just interesting. Like, you keep tools in the shed, you keep holiness and angels and whatnot in the chapel. In a way, they're both insults by calling them all tools, but putting them in the shed, and now having them all defile God by not only spilling blood in a chapel, but celebrating Halloween in a chapel. Halloween is very famously not a very Abrahamic thing to do. It's very frowned upon, it's blasphemous. So in the first episode, she was just calling them tools, I guess. Objects, things to be discarded and forgotten. And now, in episode 2, she's condemning them to hell by making them blaspheme in a chapel. I guess. I don't know. Probably nothing. Well, that leads us to just one question. What meaning is there to this place where we found the 6 corpses? This chapel was important to Father. Ever since I was a kid, I was given strict instructions never to enter it.
I came here once too, got in lots of trouble.
An important chapel. Does it have some connections to the Ushiromiya head family? I don't know. Father Beauty's chapel is very sacred, and he treasured it so much that he had it redecorated several times. But as everyone knows, Father wasn't a devout believer, as his passion for black magic demonstrates. I've never heard of him coming here to offer his prayers to God.
As far as I know, the master has never come here. We even call this the sealed chapel, and, I found it eerie, like a haunted house.
Even though Father even never approached it himself, for some reason, he made his servants give it a major cleaning several times a year. It felt like he kept it clean all the time so that it could be used at any moment. And even so, it's called the sealed chapel. Maybe it's indiscreet to say this, but doesn't that sound pretty cool? Dr. Nanjo, you're an old friend of Grandfather's, right? Have you heard anything about it?
I did ask about it once ago, but I forgot exactly how he dodged my question. That's right, I believe he said something like, "Someday, perhaps I too will be able to receive a blessing there. But unless a miracle occurs, that day will never come."
What does that mean? What would he do in a chapel? He couldn't mean his own funeral, right?
I wouldn't believe that of Kinso-san. He was a man much more focused on the living now than matters occurring after death. Though, this does seem to be the root cause of the current inheritance problem.
Then what would he do in a chapel? Pray? Aren't confessions done in a chapel too? Anyway, it sounds suspicious. Where's my mouse? Another thing that can happen in a chapel is to get married. So, if my whole Kinso epitaph riddle thing is correct, him winning, aka the miracle happening, means that he gets to keep Beatrice forever, which it would be symbolic if that meant marrying Beatrice. If he wins and his riddle isn't solved and he gets to keep Beatrice forever, it would mean he would get to marry her in the chapel. That makes sense to me. That would be the blessing. Discarded vessel Deltarune mentioned. I mean, the whole thing of the servants being objects, right? That's already a Deltarune reference. Goda still has the gremlin voice. I can't. I hate him, and also it distincts him from the other voices. It's good. I don't know the reason, but just as Dr. Nun just said, in Grandfather's eyes, all this about not being blessed unless a miracle occurred was set in stone as far back as the chapel's construction. How do you know that? See, it's clearly written over there. Look, right there. George Aniki pointed to a relief with rusted gold letters on the arch above the door. It looked like some message had been written there in English. The rust made it clear that the message had been there ever since the chapel's construction. I'm not that good with English. What is it? This door is open only at probability of... Sorry, my English sucks. I gave up after failing to finish even the first of the two lines. It looked like the others could read it properly. Haha, washed. I think it went MBTQ. So, how many did that mean? I think, Anyway, this is incredible. Adding up all the fingers on both hands doesn't even get you close. It really would be impossible unless a miracle occurred.
Certainly. It's quite reminiscent of the old Kinso-san who loved using gambling as a metaphor whenever he got the chance.
Okay, is anyone gonna explain? Hey, come on, can everyone read it? Someone tell me what it means too.
You've gotta at least learn English. How did you get into high school without even being able to read this much? Ow! 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 Ow!
Mind your own business. So, what's written there?
Simply put, it means something like this. Unless a miracle occurs, this door will never be opened. Unless a miracle occurs, you will never be blessed. Grandfather's magic is blessed on astronomically low probabilities.
Masterful. 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 They said the word probability. It means nothing. It means nothing. It's just a word. It's just funny because that's the word I was using to describe the three witches. Beatrice infinity, Bernkastel is probability, and Lambda Delta is improbability.
In other words, a miracle for opening this door would probably require an incredibly vast amount of magical power. Oh.
Nice job. You can shut up now. Rosa-san, did you have Maria take English classes? Looks like it's useless to try and learn English unless you start when you're young after all. The sealed chapel, huh? Setting aside whether she was a witch or not, it's rumored that Beatrice really existed several decades ago. Okay, but that wasn't like the whole thing. She didn't read it. What's all this? MBTQ. This is open only at the probability of some math equation, I guess. It reminds me of the DNA letters. What are they again? The DNA letters are GACT. Let me confirm that. Yeah, but obviously this is not it. That's MBTQ. It's probably some math thing that I don't know. Math is the one thing I'm not. No. But either way, according to George, it's very low probability, and yet it happened. Could it have happened because Bernkastel helped us, or was it just because Beatrice tried it over and over and over until it happened? It's just such a little cool little theming that it has going on in this game. I enjoy thinking about infinity. It's just a very spectacular thing, fascinating. So having the three witches represent all three sides of something happening. Bernkastel is something will happen, Lambda Delta is something very low chance or just won't happen, and Beatrice is just keep trying. Keep getting it, keep having it so it doesn't happen, keep trying until it happens. So she's right in the middle. It's neat, I enjoy it. Let's see a chapel, huh? Setting aside whether she was a witch or not, it's rumored that Beatrice actually existed several decades ago. And was grandfather's mistress.
This is, just my imagination, but perhaps the master truly did love Beatrice-sama. However, he was already married, so he couldn't be united.
I see. If Beatrice was dead and could be revived with the magic of a miracle, then now that grandmother's dead, he could marry her openly. Yeah, that's what I said up top, Edler. And if they married in this chapel, they might end up with a pretty fairy tale-like story, right? I don't think that story is so preposterous. It's a well-known fact that father still loves Beatrice deeply. And even though I said I found it creepy, I seem to remember that the interior of the chapel was quite magnificent. They thought that father built this chapel in the hopes of having a wedding with his dead mistress. Might not be that unlikely. By the time he built this chapel, grandfather probably knew that he would never use it as a church as long as he lived. But he prayed for the witch to be revived by some miracle. And he thought that if the miracle occurred, they could be married here.
I see. If you think of it that way, this would be a place of utmost significance to Beatrice-sama as well. Even though he knew the chapel would never be opened. It's a story of tragic love.
Even though Goda-san was even bigger than me, his words were touching. Everyone was silent, but it seemed that they agreed with that view.
Even though he knew it was a chapel never to be opened, he still probably dreamed of the day that a miracle could occur. Kinso-san was quite the romantic in his younger days. I think I understand how he felt.
I wonder. Then again, everyone went in 4 times a year to clean, right? For so much for it being the sealed chapel. Didn't we just go in it ourselves? That wasn't a miracle or anything. We brought the key, click, and we're in. That's all. This is ridiculous. Huh? What? Then, what does that mean? What are you talking about? As far as I could tell, I'd just been joking around, finding myself a bit irritated by the sob story that this was turning into. But then Aunt Rosa suddenly jumped on me with a really serious face. Aunt Rosa's face grew increasingly pale. She looked at the magic circle on the door and then at her hand, back and forth, back and forth.
What's the matter, Rosa-sama?
Hey, Goda-san, the key to this chapel. Didn't Genji-san say it? He said there was only one.
There we go. Here's where it starts, what I said last stream.
Oh, it was magic because Maria had the key the whole time and she didn't kill everyone.
Hogswash. Bunch of hogswallet. Don't listen, I'm just gonna skip. Huh?
It took you all way too long to figure it out.
When a kid pulls a prank, it sometimes goes unnoticed by the adults, and the kid who did it gets all disappointed. Agatha Christie? I am unfamiliar with this name. Who is that? If such a prank then gets sprung on someone much later, it can really make a kid's day. Maria's celebration just now looked a lot like that.
Yes, that's right. There is only one of those keys.
Most well-known detective author does a lot of closed room. I'm sorry, I apologize, Miss Christie. That is really cool. I mean, it makes sense if you're gonna make a story like this. You gotta respect all those legends.
That's right. There is only one of those keys. It's the key to the Master's Treasure Chapel, so there is only one with no duplicates. It is normally kept safe in the key box in the servant room, but...
And then there were none. It's literally just Umineko, or well, other way around. I love that. I love when you can tell the inspirations for things. I always find it charming.
That's right. And Genji-san said it had gone missing. So someone stole it, put it in an envelope, and handed it to Maria. And they did it yesterday.
What the... So in other words, isn't that strange? That's absurd. This is getting bizarre.
What do you mean? I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
Me neither. Would you explain it for us?
Goda and Anjo's failure to understand definitely wasn't because they were stupid. They didn't know. They didn't know how long the only key to the chapel had been in Maria's possession.
There's no mistake. It was locked up. I unlocked it. There is no doubt.
Androsa kept closing the door, locking it, pulling on the lock and opening it again. Her face was becoming pale again.
Until I took the key out of Maria's envelope and opened this door, it was definitely locked. But this key was in an envelope placed in Maria's care. And this happened yesterday before noon.
What did you say?
But that doesn't make any sense.
You're right. Maria received a one-of-a-kind key from a woman calling herself a witch midday yesterday. In other words, from midday yesterday until this morning when Rosa-san unlocked the door, this chapel was a closed room. This is quite silly to me. This is like... You expected the mystery to get harder, not easier. Like, with the previous two locked rooms, they were much harder. Like, the shed, I believe it's easy if you assume one of the servants was doing it. And also, yeah, if you assume one of the servants, secret, hidden or not, was doing it, I think it's easy to say, but The Evan Hideyoshi one, that one, I cannot tell you. I'm lost on that one. But this one's really super easy. It's just, it was an empty envelope, and then it got swapped with an envelope with a key. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'm just a fool. How did they get those 6 people in there, and then how did they kill them? The deaths of 6 people had shaken us badly. When we learned about that weird magic circle and the history of the chapel, we felt as though we figured at least part of the puzzle out. But this was all absolutely trivial. From midday yesterday onto this morning, this chapel was a closed room. But our parents were with us until last night. How did the culprit get into this building? And how did they lock it up again? What are you trying to pull? Again? A closed room again? Are you trying to say you unlocked it with the power of magic? Don't make me a fool. Don't take me for a fool. If you're demanding that I show you how to open locks with my power, I wouldn't mind. But that wouldn't be the same as me forcing you to surrender. You keep trying to explain it all with humans. Only when I cornered all your theories completely will I have my victory. Come now, how will you undermine my defenses? What trick could a human have used to defeat them, It's just like the closed rooms last time. Not enough information. It's impossible to reason like this. Any excuse could be made, any trick could work. There's no way to reason it out. Ha! That again. There's not enough information, so you'll wait and see. Your information is uncertain, so it's impossible to use your reasoning. This is always the excuse you humans use to let yourself stop thinking. Who do you think you are, lowly human? Are you saying you can't even think unless you're like Laplace's demon? You incompetent fool! Besides, you make it seem like a lack of information works against you, but it's the other way around, you see. Big fan they use Laplace's demon. Anyways. The more information you're given, the more it will make you suffer. It'll only increase the strength of the compressor that's squeezing you. Oh. In that case, let me say this. It's impossible to verify that this is a closed room in the first place. If we're already talking about demons, I can play that game too. It'll be possible to prove that this isn't a closed room. Just show how someone could have gone in or out and you're done. But it's impossible to prove that this is a closed room. You could never deny the endless set of possible methods for getting in. In other words, this is one of those devil's proofs. This concept of a closed room is actually something that can never be proved. So, first you stop thinking with a lack of information as an excuse, and now this. Very well. If that is your move, then I will accept it. Go on. Continue. First off, it looks like you're trying to claim that the chapel's a closed room. Just a short while ago, I spent some time looking around in there, and I couldn't find any way in or out except for the door. But that just means I couldn't find one. It doesn't prove it was a closed room. If there's a hidden door or something that I wasn't able to find, your premise would be blown away completely. In other words, whether I manage to find a hidden door or not, you'll never be able to deny that there existed some method X that'll let you into that closed room. And this method X would be something that could be carried out without magic. After all, it's a hidden door. I'm sure that in this chapel, there's some hidden door that's impossible to find. That's why there's no reason for me to reason it out, and magic is still impossible! So you use that logic. How naive. An expected move. Let me make my move in response. These closed rooms, used in detective novels made by mere humans, always seem utterly ridiculous to me. Why? Because they're used the wrong way. When a closed room appears in a detective novel, do you really think it's a closed room? You don't, do you? What trick did they use to make this look like a closed room? That's what you think. In other words, there hasn't been a completed closed room in any of the closed room mergers that humans have built over the last century. Better not say that unless you want to face the wrath of the mystery fans. Christie's probably grinding her teeth in her grave. Ha! But I am different. I have given birth to a true closed room, and I can demonstrate it. Why? Because I am a witch! For the devil's proof, you only had to bring someone, a demon, to prove that they exist, correct? Well, I conveniently happen to be a witch, meaning that demons are my good friends, and I can bring you as many of them as you like. Sounds great! Mom, Dad and the rest used the hidden door to enter the chapel or were carried in through it. How do you plan to beat that move? With this. Regardless of whether they were alive or dead, the six definitely entered through the door. Huh? Dumbass. The door was locked, so how'd they do it? I opened it with magic and invited them inside. That can't be true! Since I can't prove magic, there's no way I'll accept that! You're lying. The door can be opened with some trick, or maybe there's a hidden door, but I won't accept you any other way! Perpetual check! That's what we call an endless repetition of moves in chess. It's the same endless repetition as a discussion that won't advance because both sides deny the basis of each other's claims, like our game. In most games, this would be resolved as a draw, but that would put a terrible damper on our fun. We will have no draws. You will either accept me and submit to me, or you will deny me. At least I agree with you there. We'll settle this without fail, just as you wish. I like that attitude. So, I had a thought. I think I'll add a new rule to this game between the two of us. A new rule? I'll bet it's something that'll give you an advantage, right? Of course not. I'll give you the thing people like you always demand. The reason you always stop thinking and then moan about it is a lack of information. And if you are then given information, you start doubting whether the information is true or not by rejecting the source. Isn't that convenient? What clever little words to hide your own incompetence. I realize you're talking about me. I'm smiling so hard. I'm offering to eliminate that convenient excuse of yours. You should thank me. You said they entered through the door and I said that couldn't happen. Are you calling that an evasive answer? Exactly. From now on, when I speak the truth, I will use red. That's so fun, that's so fun, that's so fun, that's so fun, dude. I'm going to take her at face value. I'm not going to deny that she's going to lie when she speaks red. I'm going to believe this all the way through. I'm going to believe that red text means the truth because that's going to make this so much more fun. Oh my gosh. Golden Land 3. Huh? What's this? That's so fun! Oh, this is good. This is really, really awesome. I thank you, Ruby Tomato. I understand. Thank you for the image as well. Very good image. This will be very useful. Oh, that stinks. The text isn't in red if I am on dark mode. Oh well, I understand. This is so cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We prepared, it will be long. Beatrice Joy waiting you. Previous stream was Cliff. We are back on peak, all according to plan. This is going to be so fun. Oh my gosh. We're back. Yep, I'm gonna lock in. Ruby, Tomato, I got you. I won't fail you. I won't fail you. Just you watch. I got you. I got you. Take the money back from Cascade. Put it back on me. Just you wait. Just you wait. I played Ace Attorney. I played Ace Attorney.
Exactly. From now on, when I speak the truth, I will use red.
What is this? Keep explaining.
No matter what magical move I use, you can always keep running away by chanting lack of information and by rejecting the source. Even though I would still win in the end that way, it would be extremely boring. Because of that, I'll be happy to I give you the information and sources you so desire. However, you'll probably doubt each word I say. That isn't bad in itself. I also will use every possible move to make you submit. I don't dislike our posture of searching out our best moves for our own goals. But that won't make a game. So I set up this new rule. Everything I speak in red is the truth.
And she said that in red, so there you go. Was never a doubter. You got this in the bag. Thank you. Thank you, Ruby. I'm gonna try so hard. I'm going to try so hard. My pride is on the line. My pride and my ego. Cascalane is... Yeah, but you know what Cask isn't? A Danganronpa player.
There's absolutely no need to doubt it.
Are you telling me to believe that?
This is a game between you and me. In a game, the rules are sacred. Those who take that lightly are not qualified to play.
Check Golden Land.
It's declared.
I see. Very good. I'm so excited. This is so fun. Okay, I get you. I'll accept that rule. Even an elementary school kid can get into an endless argument and find fault with everything. Then let's start it up again, continuing where we left off. I'll say it one more time. Dad and the rest used the hidden door to enter the chapel or were carried in through it. This is going to be so fun. This is gonna be so fun because not just you don't have to just analyze the things in red. You need to analyze what isn't in red too, and you gotta keep track of that and remember that. It's oh my gosh. Okay.
Then I shall repeat what I said, regardless of whether they were alive or dead. The six definitely entered through the door.
I'm trying to analyze it a bit, but like I already have an answer to it. I've said it before this whole thing even came into play. I am a great believer that the key wasn't in the envelope until after they were killed. After the door was locked, that's when the key was put into the envelope and swapped out with the empty envelope that Maria had. But anyways, let's try to see if we can find anything else here. It's just the first part that gets me. Why clarify that? Regardless of whether they were alive or dead. It probably doesn't mean much, just clarification. For no real reason. But maybe there is a real reason to it. It'll probably be something that comes up later. Like someone being alive for way later than we assumed. And this will matter. But either way, the second half, the six definitely enters through the door. I believe it. It's true because I already have an answer to it. Is there any proof?
Stop! I will supplement the rule. When I speak the truth, I will use red. And when I do, I will not bear the responsibility of establishing the claim by showing proof. They will simply be facts and the truth. My reason is simple. I carried out all the crimes with magic. So, for any impossible crime, all I have to do is wave my magic staff and show you how it's done. But that wouldn't make a game. I would be as barbaric as ignoring victory and defeat in the chess match and punching your opponent in the face.
Well, that makes sense. Since you're a witch, there's no need for you to show evidence for what happened, since you can do anything with magic. Damn it! Talk about an unfair game.
So, shall we resume once more? The 6 definitely entered through the door. I unlocked it with magic.
Not in red.
How will you get around this magic, this closed room?
That's another thing, though. I'm not going to make the mistake of assuming that everything not in red is a lie. It's just when something is a concrete, super duper truth, it will be in red. Everything else will be in white. Doesn't necessarily mean they're lies. She could be telling the truth, but yeah, that's all. There's no but. It's just when she's talking in white, she could also be telling the truth. It's just not our point. It's not our position to know for a fact that what she's saying is truth or not. It's only when she declares it as red. But everything else is not necessarily a lie. But still, I don't believe it, right? I know that it's a lie. She didn't use magic. But I'm not just outright saying it's a lie because it's not in red. The key. Genji-san and the others said there was only one key, but that's impossible to prove. The culprit secretly made a duplicate key. Come on, hit me with the red. Come on, do it.
Only one key to the chapel exists.
Yup. We're so good. Then what about this? I'm scared that he's going to ask the question my theory is built on, and I'm gonna crumble. The culprit made something other than a legitimate key and opened it. I don't know what, but maybe a wire. A tool for picking locks.
What is this naive move? It is impossible to unlock the lock to the chapel with anything but the chapel's key. Although it can be opened with the power of magic, right?
Stop asking questions, Battler, please. Then what about this? There's something wrong with the door itself. There was some way to pass through it even while it was locked. Oh, thank goodness it's stupid. As to what that is, I can think of a few ways. Maybe it's like those big doors in a castle that have a smaller door in them. It's also possible that they removed the hinges and then removed the whole door before entering.
Is this the best a century of human wisdom can manage, Battler? When the door to the chapel is locked, it prevents any and all methods of entry or exit. Assuming you can't use magic right. It is about time for checkmate.
Not even close. You said those 6 people entered through the door, but you didn't say it was the front door. They might have entered through another door, a secret one.
You talk too much, you incompetent fool. Then let me expand on my earlier move. The 6 definitely entered through this front door.
That's screwed up. The door was locked. It was impossible to unlock it without using a single key, and yet 6 people entered through it? How? With magic, you say? Damn it. Damn it.
Are we already seeing the limits of what humanity can manage? Then shout that you reside. When one admits defeat, it's customary to shout it out and knock over their own king. So, do you resign? Then announce your surrender and knock your king over by kneeling.
Whatever, I read that wrong.
Then you may kiss my shoes. There could be no greater joy than forcing a man like you to lick my shoes.
Fight back, Butler! Damn it! It's useless! So I can't win against this witch. This isn't chess at all. I've just been made to take the losing side in a chess puzzle. Is scribbling about details and getting a draw the best I can manage?
That's the one thing that'll never happen. Either I will surrender or you will. There can be no other resolution. What happened to that bravery you displayed when you said this would be torture for us both? Hey.
What a disappointment. What a total letdown. Wouldn't you say you should be a butler?
What should I do? What should I do? I can see it. I can see the place where I face a checkmate. It's useless, it's useless. All my hard-fought moves have been nothing more than me desperately moving my king around, running away from check. But no matter how many times I move, I can never escape from check. So even without waiting for the next several moves, I can see checkmate in my future. Damn it! Don't leave me. After a few more moves, I can see where I'll face checkmate. No. Don't give up, Ushiromiya Battler. If I can see myself getting close to Nippon, then if I spin the chessboard around, I should be able to anticipate her next move, right? Remember what Kairi-san said. When you're thinking about something, then the closer you get to the very end, the easier it becomes to anticipate. Spin it around. Spin the chessboard around.
What happened? You fell silent all of a sudden. Fear not. Surrender is but a momentary shame. After that, all that remains is the joy of entrusting your fate entirely to the hands of your new master. Come on, cry out in resignation. I can't hear you. Speak up and say it clearly.
Enough babbling. You're just refusing to listen. So I'll say it once more. I won't resign. Go on. Continue. Resume the game. Aw. Very well. It's your turn after all. I made the mistake of thinking this rule you made was your own weapon. However, I realized that it can also become a weapon for me. It all comes down to this. Please. Go on. Do give it a try. I've been focusing all this time on how they enter the closed room of the chapel. That approach was useless. It's useless. It's all useless. Spin the chessboard around. That's right. I was thinking about it backwards. This is how I should approach it. How was the chapel, which wasn't a closed room in the first place, made to look a closed room? Here it comes. That thinking technique humans give birth to come to over the course of a century. Come on, give it a try. Say this in red for me. If you can't, then refuse. Here I go. Does this man intend to reverse this defensive posture? Impudence. I get that the only way to enter the chapel is through the door, and that there's only one key. But wait. The question is whether the key really was handed over to Maria, yes? The key is whether the key really was handed over to Maria yesterday before noon. My, but you're dragging this on. Do try and get to the point. It's something like this. We're under the impression that the key's been unusable since midday yesterday. So we assume that this was a closed room from midday yesterday until this morning. I want to hear you say that this impression of ours is a solid fact. Interesting. So you turn your reasoning not to the door, but to the key. Yesterday, Maria received an envelope from you. She didn't open it, but she might have felt it and known there was a key inside. And I already have a defense if she says what I think she'll say. But I don't think she's gonna say it. I don't think she's gonna say it. But it's not like she have been able to confirm absolutely that it was the key to the chapel. Here's what I'm getting at. The thing inside the envelope given to Maria was a fake. If you think about what you're saying, it's ridiculous. This morning, Rosa definitely took an envelope out of Maria's handbag. That is not what I asked, buddy. Yeah, that's the fact. But the first, say this in red. Did you give the envelope with the key inside, the real key, to Maria? Say that in red for me, buddy. Say that in red. And from that obtained the genuine key to the chapel. That's so clever. I love it. 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 Screenshot that. That's so good. That's so good. That is so good. That's so good. I screenshotted it and I posted it because that is so clever. That is so fun. I love that. What a clever way of going around it. What a clever way of saying it. That's so fun. That's so fun. Yes, 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 yes. It wasn't a fake, as you suggest. I know that much. Now continue. In that case, when Maria first received the envelope, the thing inside it was definitely that same key to the chapel, right? See what I'm getting at? I'm smiling so hard. Midday yesterday, you gave Maria an envelope with a key inside, and you told her that she mustn't open it. Maria probably realized it had a key inside. Later on, Aunt Rosa used the thing inside the envelope to open the door to the chapel. And that's why we assumed there was a key to the chapel all along. This is the suspicious part. So, is this what you're trying to say? That when I entrusted Maria with a key, that key was a fake. And then, by the time Rosa obtained it, it had been switched with the real thing. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I'm so scared that she's gonna say it in red. Okay. Let me think. Let me think. No, right. My defense. I still have a defense for it. I still have a defense for it. I'll say it if she doesn't say it in red. Like, okay, what I meant to say is that I'll say my defense no matter what she says, just so it's out in the world. But it's a ridiculous defense. It's a way too far-fetched, but it's a defense. Yeah, that's it. What's wrong, Beatrice-sama? You've been looking a bit pale for a while now. Those close to me sometimes call me Beato. Beato will do. I hope my claps are audible when I clap. I clap a lot. So, I like this a lot. That's also very good. That shows that she's starting to respect Butler now. He finally got a move on her. She's finally seen him as more than just an incompetent fool. So, a friendly nickname is now respectable. Then it's your turn, Beato. The turn of the Golden Witch! Let's see how you dodge this. Very well. The key to the chapel truly was the object inside the envelope I gave Maria. Interesting. Write that down. Write that down in my Google Doc. I'll go back to it. I'm gonna let them talk more. But I already have a defense for it. It's a very easy defense too. Like, I think it's a bit far-fetched, but it's just so simple. I'll move forward. Can you repeat it in red? The envelope was completely under Maria's supervision until Aunt Rosa opened it. If you can't say it, then say you refuse. Check. I refuse. I spun it all around with just one move. Now it's your king on the run, Beato. I have a reason for refusing. In regards to the definition of the phrase under her supervision, in its purest meaning, Maria would need to have her eyes on it around the clock for that to be true. But Maria didn't go that far. It may have been completely under her supervision when she took it out of her handbag, but after she put it inside, it disappeared from her field of vision. In that sense, the phrase under her supervision would be inappropriate, so I couldn't use the red, nothing more. She's struggling. I'll bet that move hurt, huh? And your face tells me you guessed the next move. Sorry. Okay. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say my defense now. I'm scared that they're going to beat me to the punch. My defense is, we know she has the ring. We know she can make more envelopes. If the real key was in the envelope she gave Maria, when Maria was asleep, Beatriz could have gone to the room, or whoever the culprit is, could have gone to the room, gotten the envelope, opened it, used the key to open and lock the chapel after the murders, got a new envelope, and sealed it with new wax with the ring she has. We know she has it from episode 1. Kinsel threw out the ring and put it back in the handbag. It's that simple. It is that simple. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that the first envelope didn't have the key in it. It could have had it. It's just that the envelope could have been... The contents didn't change, but the envelope changed. Sorry. I'm kind to women. I don't hurt them. And I never betray a woman's expectations. It's time for you to repeat it in red if you think you can. No one was able to touch Maria's handbag until Aunt Rosa took it out the envelope. There it is. There it is. There it is. My goat. My goat. Butler. On top, down low. I knew they were gonna beat me to the punch, so I had to say it. I will also refuse this one. I won't explain the reason. That's wrong. It's not that you won't explain it. It's that you can't explain it. That move gives us checkmate, doesn't it? Oh my gosh! If you can't do it, then I'll explain. The key to the chapel really was in the envelope you handed to Maria. Then Maria put it in her handbag, and the next morning, Aunt Rosa took it out and opened the lock. However, Maria didn't have the handbag under her complete supervision. There's no need for magic. It's a closed room trick that's possible for a human. The human culprit handed Maria the key. Hopefully I didn't make this song too loud. The human culprit handed Maria the key, and by making Aunt Rosa use it the next morning, they created the illusion that there was a closed room during that time. You can't deny the possibility that during that time, the culprit took the key from Maria's handbag, used it, and returned it by morning. Can you say it in red? Repeat it! If you can say it, then say it! It's check again! Not yet. I removed the check. The envelope with the key in it should have been sealed with wax. Rosa took it from an unopened envelope. Really? Then try saying it. Repeat it! The envelope handed over to midday yesterday and the one Aunt Rosa opened are the same day. Are the same thing. That I can repeat. The envelope I handed over to Maria and the one Rosa opened are the same thing. Ha! It's useless. It's all useless. It doesn't even matter anymore. I expected more from you, Beato. I figured that if you were a bit better at reading between the lines, you've resigned right there. So I'm disappointed. You betrayed my expectations. What? Who cares if the envelope was the same? Envelopes can be sealed with wax over and over with the ring you have. The key inside is what's important. This time, it's all over, Golden Witch. It's a real checkmate. I'll say it one more time. Repeat it. If you can say it, try saying it. The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Aunt Rosa opened the envelope. How? How could I? Against a lowly human? I'll keep on saying it, Beatrice. Repeat it! The key to the chapel inside the envelope Maria received wasn't used even once until Aunt Rosa opened the envelope. If you're gonna yell, then say you resign. This settles it. This is the truth. Before Aunt Rosa obtained Maria's key this morning, at one point it passed to someone else's hands. Then they used it, resealed it, and returned it to Maria's handbag, making it look like it hadn't been used. This is a trick with a cheap loophole, the assumption that the key wasn't used because the sealing wax wasn't opened. Checkmate! There's no magic, and it's nothing more than a trick that's possible for humans. In that case, who do you say stole the key? Try answering, Butler! This time you try repeating it. That's right. I'm making you repeat things all the time. I probably have to answer every once in a while. But I refuse. My condition for victory is denying a witch's existence. I'll prove that this impossible crime done with your magic was actually possible by human hands. I smashed your closed room with something possible even for humans. However, I won't specifically investigate who the culprit is. Because I believe in humans. Because I definitely won't accept that there's some person among us who would steal the key from Maria, use it, and do something so horrible. I give up! I resign! Just once for this skirmish, I'll give it up. But you really are naive, Butler. Party remarks are a loser's privilege. Say as many as you like. Since you continue to deny my existence, you will eventually be cornered. After all, since you deny me, you will have to suspect those relatives that you can't stop loving. In the last moments, when you have to suspect one who is beloved to you, then you will surely accept my existence. True, you have defeated me in this skirmish alone. However, the naive logic will definitely destroy you. You can't win against me after all. Who should have me up, Butler? Not only was that scene just astronomically fantastic, but I actually solved it before they explained it to me. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. My pride and my ego stay safe once more. Oh, I'm sure. Like I'm definitely doing too much, right? Because it's the first one. It's the first Ace Attorney trial. It's the easiest one. I'm sure everyone solved it, but I can still be proud. It gets your motives up. It gets your motives up. I get this little taste of an easy victory, so that the harder ones, I can believe that I can do them because I have it in my mind. I'm so proud of myself because not only did I solve the original thing that the key wasn't in the envelope, but I foresaw her defense that the key was in the envelope the whole time and had a defense for it. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. we do be going crazy mode right now. Good job, Axeler. Thank you. I'm gonna check out the doc now. Can I type in it? No. I don't want to type in it, by the way. I was just checking. So fun. That was so fun. Oh my gosh. Ruby Tomato. Sam's Quetzalcoatl. Yules. I forgot your last name. Oh, because Yules isn't your Final Fantasy name. Yules Bell. I resign onto you all. You were right. It is peak. I should have never doubted. You were right. I kneel. Okay, I need a breather. Not a BRB, just let me drink a few gulps of water. I'll be right here though. Yeah, thank goodness I cannot stream tomorrow because of Silk Song, because I'm definitely waking up with a dead voice. Wow, I look like that on screen. Yeah, is this the first time I've seen how I have it set up? The game all the way up in the corner so I can still see the chat on the right. That at the bottom, the end stream button being right there, very dangerous. I have almost accidentally clicked it many times. If a stream suddenly ever ends, you know why. Now imagine 1 million words of this. I'm ready. I'm ready. Crash out into peak pipeline. Look, again, so once again, my crash out was mostly on the designs of the 7 princes. That ticks me off. But now that I've entered the stream with a new mentality, knowing what they're supposed to be, knowing their role in the themes and everything, I'm gonna be okay now. I'm gonna be okay now. And if anything, it was a good thing. Their whiplash of an appearance made me not get sad about Jessica dying. So I can live. Accidentally just say you hate us, it's okay. Yeah, if I ever really want to end a stream and I don't want to say goodbye, now I have a perfect excuse. Thank you for the link. Thank you. Dread of the grave. One more gulp. One more gulp. If any of the voices sound weird from now on. Yeah. Alright, so 30 more minutes or until the scene ends. And we'll be done. May Silk Song Day start. And the stream won't end at like 1 a.m. this time, so y'all can all wake up early for Silk Song. Rosa and the rest returned from the chapel to the parlor in the mansion. So many things had happened since early in the morning. Of course they were high-strung. Butler and George, who had cried, raged, and let their emotions explode after seeing their parents' tragic bodies, returned to the parlor and sat on the sofas, dazed, as though everything up until then had been a lie. You know what? The funnest thing they could do... So, if every episode is just different murders that we need to solve independently, I think the most fun thing they can do is at the end when Badler is like basically won and Beatrice is up in a corner. Like, I'm not saying this should be in episode 8, just like episode 5, right? Because that's when I say the Twilight's End or whatever that I said earlier last stream. Anyways, the really fun thing they could do, I hope they do this now, is Beatrice saying, "Mwahaha, you've got me so far, but you still haven't solved one thing. You haven't solved any of the murders from the first episode." And then we go into a repeat of the first episode and have to solve the Shed murders, the Hideyoshi and Ella murders, Kanon, the burnt body in the boiler, the parlor, and obviously the most... Wait. No, that was it. I was supposed to leave the Hideyoshi and Eva for last because those are the ones that really I have no idea how to solve. So I think that would be really fun. If the last test is to go back to episode 1 and solve all of those murders, that would be so fun. Especially with Kinso. I'm telling you, since I was playing episode 1, I don't believe for a second that body in the boiler room is Kinso's. Not for a second. And like, oh my gosh, they're totally doing it. They're totally doing that. Because they set up so many clues, so many Danganronpa bullets in episode 1 with the murders that we have to come back to them. Like Kinso having, what was it, like six toes? And the body in the boiler having 6 toes. Like, when you're playing it, it just seems like, okay, so that was just used as confirmation. But no, that's just a Danganronpa bullet that you need to save until later to use it. Because now, when we go back to episode 1 to solve that, Beatrice is going to use that as a bullet, saying, hey, that is Kinso, he's dead. Look at his feet, he has 6 toes, and only Kinso has 6 toes. And then we're gonna shoot back with, What did I say that one time? Alright, I said that one of the dead bodies from the shed was used as the boiler room. And, yeah, we're gonna shoot back with that. Because a lot of the children of Kinso were in the shed. Who's to say none of them inherited the genes that gave them 6 toes as well? So we're gonna use that as... I'm Burncastle right now. I'm looking into the future. I'm playing out a debate, a Ace Attorney trial with Beatriz that has not happened yet. It's going to happen 1 million words from now, and will not happen if I'm wrong. I'm already having battles that are in my head. But write that down. I'm so confident about that. I'm so confident that we're gonna go back to episode 1 to solve those murders. I'm confident that Kinsel's body was not the one in the boiler room. I'm so confident that Beatrice is going to use his 6 toes as proof that it was Kinsel. And I'm so confident that we're gonna use one of his children to prove that one of the other dead bodies were used in place of Kinsel's body. Boom, bam, pow. There we go. Don't ask me about Hideyoshi and Eva though. No idea how they died. Every time you mention Danganronpa comparisons, I get heard like Minecraft hurt sound, but you go, girl, happy, you're excited. Just, ooh! I'm sorry. I'm never changing who I am. I am a fan. Would I wish that I wasn't this way? Yes, but I am this way, and there's nothing that can be done. Man, I gotta screenshot that. That's funny. That's a +3. +3, Ruby. I'm screenshotting. It's okay, bro. I hate the Garappa, bro. Fiction it. That's how it is, yeah. I just saw the GIF you posted in Golden Land. Big fan. I like that. Kinda sucks at that, though. Maybe it's just the dress covering up her feet movement. Watch this derail the stream.
How's it going, guys? If you enjoyed Beast Games Season 1 and want to potentially...
Alright, let me mute the game. Wait, I muted the wrong thing.
How's it going, guys? If you enjoyed Beast Games Season 1 and want to potentially compete in Beast Games in the future, you'll understand why I'm being big later. Then I want you to click this link right here. We're looking for the strongest people out there, the smartest people out there, or just in general people who are really good, like the best in the world at something.
I thought it was going to be a Umineko thing, so that actually got me off guard. Whatever, go, my steak. Is that what they look like in the OG? They're so ugly. Ew, what is that? Alright, game volume back up. She's beautiful. Be nice. No, not her. Not Beatrice. She's pretty. I like her sprite. I mean the steak image. It just looks like a sharp rock. It doesn't look like a dagger. The steak, not her. I really like the OG Beatrice for sprites. Like in this version, the stakes are very intricate. They're very pretty. Like, if I want it, if I become a big fan, this will never happen. But if I become a big fan of Umineko, I want to buy a replica of that. It's really cool looking. But that thing is just a sharp rock. You get all VC this time. Alright, back. We're wasting the precious 30 minutes. Okay, the 30-minute thing don't matter anymore. We can go over 30 minutes. It's just when this scene ends, we're done. One sec, I got a DM? Nah, okay, we're good. Only I skipped it. Only Maria was completely unchanged and looking just like normal. When she wasn't playing pranks, she was basically a kid who played wordlessly by herself. So even if she was dazed, she would probably look just as he did. But as she turned on the TV and flipped through the channels, it looked as though nothing about her had changed from normal. Did Rosa think anything in particular about this attitude, which was clearly different from normal people? She stared at Maria's back as though looking at something that wasn't quite heartwarming. Eventually, Kumasawa came to say good morning. Her cheerful manner was clearly out of place, and she couldn't help but be bewildered by the strange atmosphere in the room. Random, just super random, unrelated thought that I had. I wonder how the stakes work in this sense, where... how do I say this? Are the stakes always assigned to the same people every time unless they're dead? Like, what if Eva was alive, but Jessica was stabbed by Lust? Does that mean that Eva cannot die anymore because Lust is her stake? So obviously I don't want an answer. I'm just thinking out loud. If the stake of Lust was taken from Eva, does that mean that Eva cannot die right now? Just she's completely safe. Or would she get a new stake? I'm just curious about that. It cannot happen right now because Eva died, so Jessica got Lust, and Kanon died by Wrath both times. But let me think. Like, Gluttony last time... Wait, oh. No, there's nothing we can do with that for now. Gluttony last time was Hideyoshi. He's dead, so it can be a new target. Greed was Kinso, so now, yeah, it's interesting. Is Kinso going to die by greed again? Or is it going to be a new target? Pride... I forgot who Pride was last time. Let's skip for now. Sloth was Nanjo. Nanjo's still alive, so is it going to be Nanjo again, or is a new Sloth going to be taken? Envy was Kumasawa, so is it going to be Kumasawa again, or is a new target going to be taken for Envy? And Pride, I do not remember who Pride was. Yeah, I forgot. Who cares though? It's a meaningless thought process. It's just a thought that I have now in my head, and I will be keeping track of it now, and I will see what happens. I'm not sure if it means anything. It's just something that I'm thinking about, because it's just weird to me that Lust was a new target, but the previous target was dead, so maybe that's the reason. But Kanon was the same. He got Wrath again. Why? So, like, are they predetermined and they only change if the previous target dies? Or is it random and it was just lucky chance, or what all that? I don't know, you can figure this one out. My realm of knowledge is in the mystery novels. Yours is a Dante or whatever. Yeah, big fan of Devil May Cry. Who's Inferno? I don't know. But speaking of, thank you for that, for putting that thought in my mind. Because I just realized something about the order. Gosh darn it, why isn't the score sheet in this one? So much work for nothing. I'm going to discover nothing. And even if I do discover anything, the thought that I have in my head right now, it has no rhyme or, like, it doesn't show anything. It's not going to lead me anywhere. It's just a small fun fact, if I'm right, that the author likes Dante's Inferno, like you couldn't tell that already. I mean, the Divine Comedy. Lust, Gluttony, Greed, Wrath, Pride, Sloth, Envy. That's... I'm gonna look it up in a second to make sure, but that is the reverse order of the 9 circles of hell. When Dante and Virgil went to hell, the first circle punishes those that committed envy. The second circle is those who committed sloth. The third circle is those who committed pride. Fourth circle is those who committed wrath. No, wait. No, because there's 9 circles and 7 deadly sins. Crap, I forgot. I need to look it up. But what I do remember is that envy was the first punishment. The first sin they saw that was being punished, and lust was the last sin that was being punished. Or... Okay. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm going to look it up right now to be sure. But... okay. Before I look it up, let me read chat because Ruby just said a +2. Okay. Lordy, we were way further ahead than last time. Hi, Phoenix. Yeah, I've been streaming a lot. I've been hooked. This game got me. Finally got me. We went from cliff to peak in a matter of streams, and now I haven't played the games myself. I'm just talking about the Divine Comedy. Don't worry. That game caused the biggest derail so far. Derail equals me raging equals like power grows. Oh no. Okay, now I'm gonna look it up. So, my thought processes is the way that these deaths are happening, which happened twice. I think it is safe to assume that the stakes will always go out in the same order. It's just the victims are different. So, lust, wrath, yada yada yada. No, wait. No. I was way off. Wait, no. What could this mean? Ah, my head! Ah! Because this time we skipped. I just realized we got wrath this time, not gluttony. So we skipped 2. We skipped gluttony and greed, and we went straight to wrath. Okay. Before I go into that, let me just confirm what I'm thinking. In episode 1, ignore episode 2. Just in episode 1, the order of the sins here are either the order that Dante and Virgil saw the sins being punished in, or is the reverse order. Either or, it is an interesting thing to look into, and we're gonna look it up. The Divine Comedy, Circles of Hell. Yes! That's why I was confused. The Divine Comedy, well, the 9 Circles of Hell don't use all 7 deadly sins. The entrance to hell starts with lust, then it goes to gluttony, then greed, then wrath, and then from there, everything else at the bottom is other stuff that Dante himself considered bigger sins over the actual 7 deadly sins because he was a very biased man. Like he considers heresy to be worse than any of the 7 deadly sins. And at the very bottom, the 9th circle is treachery. Like, that guy was just very salty about all the people that betrayed him in his life. But anyways, yes. So, yada boom, bada boom, bada bing, gada doom. So, I was right. That in episode 1, they went in order of the sins. Not of the sins, of the 9 circles of hell. The start, at least. Lust, gluttony, greed, wrath. So it's very interesting that in episode 2, we skipped into the 4th circle. Or 5th, I forget how exactly they count the circles there. Which is interesting. Wonder what that means. And in a way, Envy being last in the episode 1 still makes sense in the 9 circles, because the very, very bottom of hell is Lucifer, frozen in a frozen lake. And Lucifer is the prince of envy. So it does still make sense that envy would be the last sin that the stakes go after. So in episode 1, they were going from top to bottom in the same order as the Divine Comedy. But we skipped Gluttony and Greed in episode 2 and went straight to Wrath. Why? Again, 80% sure that this will mean nothing. It will mean absolutely nothing. And I'm just yappering about nothing. And all this means is just that Ryokishi, the goat, read the Divine Comedy and said, yo, this is pretty cool. And that's it. But it's just interesting. Why specifically? Because it's just, it could have skipped straight to Pride or Sloth, one of the sins that aren't necessarily in the 9 circles. But no, it skipped to the last deadly sin circle. Like Wrath is the last sin that is name dropped in the circles. Weird. Anyways, we're done. I'm sorry. I apologize. Ooh, I apologize. You don't get me started like that. I require Ruby Tomato executed. Derail equals more yapping equals I get fatter equals my gluttony grows. Oh, to sweeten the ketchup. Fire writing, masterful. The way I'm just listening, like, yeah, absolutely. Someone who has no idea what's going on. I'm sorry. As someone that read these in high school and since forgot, yeah, my liege, I agree or whatever. It's just interesting. Oh, hi, Meta. Interesting. Non-Uminekos, they're spoilers. Just keep shaking your head, cows, and smiling. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Get out of here. Okay. This game looks interesting. Okay. Well, see ya, Meta. Thank you for coming. I'm sure you cannot hear me anymore, but yes, definitely. This is very up Meta's alley. I hope he reads it someday. Bye. See ya later. What? Caught. As several of my mental health people told me today, stop apologizing. I said 30 minutes ago that in 30 minutes we would have to end. But no, we're gonna finish the scene. It's just, come on now. In episode 1, it was on purpose, at least, we know. Because it's just way too much of a coincidence to go Lust, Gluttony, Greed, Wrath. Very quick. Very quick. Last thing, I swear. On Jaw. Last thing. I just remembered that Dante's Inferno starts with them in the 9th circle. And they go up. Like, they start on the 9th and go on to the 8th, to the 7th, to the... They're getting out of hell. They're not going into hell. Inferno is the first part because they get out of hell. Then the second part is Purgatorio because they're in limbo now. And then the third part is Paradiso because now they're reaching heaven. So, it's not in order of Dante's Inferno, is in reverse order. Which is even more interesting, because the way that the stakes are going, we're going further into hell, when it should be that we should be going further away from hell. In Dante's Inferno, you go further away from hell. In this game, the order of the circles is going downwards. We're going deeper into hell. That is just very interesting. And in episode 2, we just went deeper even faster by skipping to Wrath. So that is giga interesting. Super duper interesting. That is huge. It means nothing though. I'm sorry. Moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on, moving on. Moving on. I'm just talking so seriously and so analyzing so much about a bunch of anime girls who all look the same. None of this matters. Why am I even playing? Don't check Golden Line, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna show Phoenix. Alright, man. Alright. Moving on. One more water. Where's my water? I had water in my mouth. I turned it away from chat. This does not reflect good on me. Okay. Reading. That's what we're supposed to be doing here. We're supposed to be reading a visual novel. They are meant to be read. Okay, let's go. Where were we? I remember now. Then, when she heard the details from Golda, she reacted loudly with shock. They're meant to be read? +1. You're on thin ice.
Of course. They contacted the police, right? But what should we do in a time like this? Oh, what should we do? Please come down and listen. It seems the machine somewhere was somehow done by a lightning last night. Because of that, we haven't been able to use the phones. What? Then, until the typhoon passes, we can't even contact the police.
Maybe Kumasawa's exaggerated surprise was a little comical. Even in this kind of situation, Rosa giggled. Because of that, the fog of confusion that had covered her forehead cleared up a little. I've got to stay strong.
Oh, Rosa. You're no Natsuhi.
It's not just Maria. I'm acting as a parent for George-kun and Butler-kun too, so I have to stay strong. Rosa had been the youngest sibling with a large difference in age between her and the others. So she had always been treated as a child. Every time she learned something new, it was something obvious to her siblings. Phoenix, you can blame Sems for that. Sems made me hate Golda even more than I already did. So I gave him a goblin voice. He didn't used to have that voice. It's a thing that only happened in episode 2. Umineko is actually the only reason to make to like the color red. That's incredible lore. This is true, surely. Golagra! I don't even remember what Sam said anymore. I just hold the wrath in my heart now. It was something about Fortnite or Among Us or something. It's one of the... Yes, fire writing. Whatever. I'm closing chat. Okay. Every their siblings, and she had built up the confidence to become convinced for her own common competence. So she had developed a passive personality, asking her siblings for advice every time something happened. But she no longer had any brothers or sisters. Now Rosa was the only one of the 4 Ushiramiya siblings left. Furthermore, if Kinso continued to shut himself away even in this extraordinary situation, Rosa would have to surpass this crisis as the head's representative. I am not a child anymore. Not a child. Rosa slapped her knee slightly and stood up. She must not wait for orders now. She had to start moving herself. Golda is such a nothing burger. Like, love and hate both feel a bit much to give him. That's exactly how I feel. There's a lot of nothing burger characters in this game, and I'm okay with that. Very okay with that. Like, they serve their purpose, and that's it. But yeah, my Nothing Burger characters are, which I'm pretty sure most people agree with. Obviously Goda. Maybe most people don't agree with this one, but Kumasawa is just, man, get out of here. Nothing Burger. Rudolph and Kairi, giga Nothing Burger, but they're Nothing Burger in the sense that I want them not to be Nothing Burger, but they're Nothing Burger. George, I mean, he's Nothing Burger spiritually, but he does a lot in the story, right? He's important. He's just, his soul is Nothing Burger. And that's it. That's all of mine. It would be Goda, Kumasawa, Kairi, Rudolph, and spiritually George. And a tier above Nothing Burger, just little something burger, Kinso. Kinso, I need him to become the mastermind that I imagine in my head. Because I love him. I love him so much. Reading his dialogue is such a joy. I love him. He's great. I just need him not to be a pushover. I need him not to keep hiding every episode. I need him to show himself out, and he will be a something burger in my heart. I love Kinso. I've been told that I'm the only Kinso Glazer, and I accept. I too am in this episode. Hello, Dawn. Everyone's here. Thank you, Agatha Christie, for making a random ass chef in the mansion that does jack shit, and thank you, Ryokishi, for copy and pasting. Masterful. I mean, you need one. What are your thoughts on Kraus? Ooh! 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 Love, hate. I love and hate him. He's great. He's a great character. I really, really, really like him. I really like Kraus. His voice is great. His demeanor is great. I love that he inherited Beatrice's cunning and aptitude for thinking ahead. All of that is very fun. And I think even with his small time that he's gotten, I already like him, but I still want him to have a lot more time. But the hate comes from his existence making Natsuhi's character worse. With him around, Natsuhi is put in check, and that makes her more boring. So that's the only reason I hate him. If him dying constantly meant that Natsuhi got more time to shine, I'm okay with that, even as much as I like him. But except for that, I really like him as a character, and I hope he gets more time to shine. I love cunning characters. I love characters that think ahead. And I like that he's flawed in that respect. He's very cunning and he knows how to think ahead, but he's also very dumb. I like how he isn't a perfect calculator. He fails a lot, and there's a lot of mistakes that he makes, and that's interesting to me. So I really hope that in another episode, he is not immediately killed again. Interesting. Boy failure invest in crypto, he would. I generally can't wait to see how your opinions on characters evolve and change as you experience more of the story. A few streams ago, I made a mental tier list on the stream about how I feel for the characters. I won't... Not another derail, I promise. Just very quick, one word, thought for each. I mean, it's alright. She's getting better. He's getting a lot better. Nothing Burger. I just don't like you. I have always liked you. I'm looking at you. I think you have high potential, but as of now, indifferent. I mean, you're alright, like. Goated. Nothing Burger. Nothing Burger. But please be a something burger eventually. Spiritually, Nothing Burger. You're alright, I don't really care. Very fun. Very fun. Very fun. I love you. You're amazing. I mean, come on now. No words. Okay, these three, I don't gonna say nothing. I don't gonna say nothing for these three. Just know Jessica and Natsuhi are higher than Beatrice, but Beatrice is still really high. Kraus, I like you a lot. Please have more time in the spotlight. I like you a lot. Kinso, you are my horse. All my stocks are on you. Please become something. You're the best. You're great. That's my tier list. Nanjo alright tier chat. Nanjo sweet. Like I'm sure he's like the most nothing burger of all nothing burgers, but like he's fun, and I like his relationship with Kinso. Gold a tier above all else. Got it. Yeah, you got the gist of it. I got a DM. 1 second. Okay, now we read. She picked up the receiver of the extension phone on the other side, and then she immediately remembered that the phones were down. Genji and Shannon, whom she sent to see Kinso, hadn't returned yet. She had a good guess of what was going on. He was probably yelling something nonsensical again and becoming unmanageable. His precious chapel had been defiled with blood. That was easy to imagine. She had planned on using the extension phone to call the study, but unfortunately the phones were down. Oh! Mini derail. They're not in the characters, but Baron Castel. Okay, so the top tiers are Natsuhi and Jessica in the same top tier. Beatrice in the second tier. Baron Castel is between the first and second tier. She has gotten 2 lines, and I really like her a lot because of what she represents. We had planned on using the extension phone to call the study, but unfortunately the phones were down. One more. Beatrice and Butler are on the same tier. That's all. Rosa decided to go on the study directly with her own 2 feet. Her old self would have been too frightened to see Kinso. And in fact, if she did meet him, she would probably be blamed somehow and insulted. But this was no time to be frightened. As his true daughter, she had to make him aware of the current situation. Kumasawa-san, I'm going to see father. Take special care of George-kun and Butler-kun. I'm sure they're on edge right now.
Yes, that may be true. It is truly pitiable. I shall make them something warm to drink.
Thank you. Rosa went out into the hallway and headed towards Kinso's study. The atmosphere in this mansion, which she spent her younger days in and should have been full of memories, seemed somehow different. Another tangent. All the 7 princes, bottom tier. This will never change, surely. She began to climb the stairs in the entrance hall. Just then, in the faint darkness down the stairs behind Rosa's back, something glowed. It was a single fluttering gold butterfly. It fluttered around and sparkled. That butterfly danced about without a sound. It was only natural. No one can hear the sound of a butterfly wings beating. And then it came to a rest on Rosa's back as she slowly climbed the stairs. Rosa didn't notice it. If someone not in the know saw it, they'd probably assume it was just a single sheet of gold leaf in the shape of a butterfly that had been stuck there. That's just a common thing. Without noticing a thing, Rosa continued heading towards Kinso's study. This is going to be very, very interesting. Because Kinso was missing in episode 1. Is he going to be missing here? Is Rosa going to see Kinso? Is Kinso going to say the same thing he said to Natsuhi to Rosa as a way to show us that there's something going on with that? Is he going to be there? Is he not going to be there? Is he going to be dead? Very interesting what's going to happen. So, how will you entertain me with this next one? There are still many, many pieces left. And we might not be able to see it this stream. I don't know. The meeting with Kinso might be something really huge. I'm gonna end here. I apologize that 70% of the stream was yapping over things that don't matter, nothing burgers. But very good stream. I'm glad I got to stream again tonight before I go on my weekend long break. Yes, we're ending here. Absolutely. No more Umineko. It's safe to say that all my threats of the last Umineko stream happening, it's not happening. We're still safe. Don't worry, chat. Don't worry. This was one of the best streams I've done yet. Best Umineko stream I've done yet. That was incredibly fun. My voice will be shot tomorrow. That was awesome. This game's incredible. I have been thoroughly shown greatness.
my cheeks hurt from smiling so much throughout all of that. I love it. I love. This has been incredible. I don't know how many of you know. How many of you care? No. That sounds mean. That's not what I meant at all. Sorry. Just how many of you check whatever I put on Twitter? But I do have a media thread, right? Of the things I experience. I only post there when I finish something completely. I have no idea how I am ever supposed to be able to give a quote-unquote review of this game. We're in episode 2, the first half of episode 2, and I'm already just bombastically flabbergasted about how you could possibly put this into words. It really is just read it, bro. Just read it. But I don't know why that thought came to mind. It was just something that came to mind. I also have a game list. Nah, I got nothing to say about that. Just, we'll see when we end, right? No thoughts about it. Ignore what I said completely. I just be talking. I don't think before I talk. Just, everything I said just now, ignore it. Doesn't matter. We'll see when the game ends. I struggled to make a tier list so much thinking on it. Top tier would be Beatrice, Kanan, and Shannon, and second tier is Butler and Eva. Patrick is really complicated. I think that's like really fair. Like, you don't need to think about what position to put all the other characters that you don't really think about. What matters is what you really hate and what you really love. So, Beatrice, Kanan, Shannon, top tier. Butler and Eva, second tier. That's good. That's a good tier list. Good stuff. That's yours. Got to the red, I'm happy. 70% of your stream peak, 10% battler, you go. 70% of the stream peak, 10% battler, you go, girl. 20% honk shoe me. What does that mean? What's it? What? I don't. Whatever. Yeah, we know Umineko's your favorite thing ever. Hey. Nothing to say to that. Next stream we have the Kinso Genji Yaoi. Yes! Yes, dude! Thank goodness. Oh, wrong chat. You said 70% was you yapping. That was the peak. Yeah, but wasn't 20%. What's the honk shoe? What part are you calling boring? Don't even answer. I don't want to hear it. Get out of here. We're done here. We're done. GG's. Good stream. May I see you all next week. Farewell and enjoy Silk Song.